Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast, Borderless Business, the podcast about business and success, the podcast where we break down the ins and outs of taking your company beyond borders. I'm your host, Maria Babenko, and today we have a very special guest, Joni Pitskhelauri, an expert in international business expansion, trade, and market entry. Joni, great to have you here.
Hey Maria, thanks for having me. Excited to be here and, chat about all the crazy challenges businesses face when they try to go global.
Oh, yes, crazy is the right word. Expanding into new markets sounds exciting. Big opportunities, new customers, but the reality, whew, it can be brutal.
Absolutely. It's like, imagine you're playing chess, but every time you make a move, the board changes. New regulations, cultural differences, logistics nightmares, so many factors at play, a lot of moving parts.
Okay, so let's start with the big one. What's the number one mistake companies make when going international?
Oh, easy. Assuming that what worked in their home country will work everywhere. I've seen companies try to copy-paste their strategies from, say, the US to Europe or Asia without adapting. And guess what? It flops.
Yeah, it's like trying to sell a thick winter coat in Dubai. Not gonna work. So, how do businesses avoid that mistake?
Research, research, and more research. But seriously, before you even think about expanding, you have to understand the local consumer behavior, competition, pricing expectations, even cultural nuances. For example, in some countries, relationships and trust are more important than just the product. In Japan, business deals take time because trust building is huge. Whereas in the US, it's like, all right, we like your pitch, let's do it.
Right? And then there's regulations. Oh boy, regulations. How big of a challenge is that?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, you could have the best product in the world, but if you don't comply with local laws, you're done before you start. I had a client who wanted to enter the European market, but didn't realize they had to meet strict GDPR data privacy laws. They had to spend months reworking their entire customer data policy.
Expensive mistake.
Yeah. And it's not just legal stuff. It's taxes, logistics, labor laws, even labeling requirements. Some countries require product labels in multiple languages. Miss that detail? Boom. Your products are stuck in customs.
So, what's the secret sauce for handling regulations smoothly?
Two things. Hire local experts and don't rush. Get lawyers, consultants, or at least a business partner who knows the local laws. And please, don't try to expand in like 3 countries at once. It's a recipe for disaster.
Speaking of disasters, what's the worst international expansion fail you've seen?
Oh, wow, so many. But one that stands out, this is painful. A fast food brand that expanded into India without realizing a huge portion of the population doesn't eat beef. Their signature burger? Beef-based. They spent millions opening locations before realizing their main product was a no-go.
Oh no. That's like opening a steakhouse next to a vegan festival.
Exactly. And this is why cultural awareness is everything. What's popular in one country can be totally irrelevant or offensive in another.
All right, let's flip the script. What's a great success story? Someone who nailed market entry?
One of my favorite examples is Evgeny Chernyak. He's originally from Ukraine and built a highly successful alcohol production company there. However, after the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, he started exploring new markets to expand and relocate his business. What I truly admire about him is his strategic approach, his methodical market research, and most importantly, the formula he follows for success.
Can you share this formula with our audience?
It's actually quite simple. Analysis plus capital plus execution. Evgeny applied this method step by step, and now he has successfully launched an alcohol brand in Canada. I won't mention the brand name to keep this free from advertising, but his journey is a perfect case study in smart international expansion.
So the key is understanding, adapting, and integrating into the local market, plus the formula you mentioned. Love it.
Exactly. Don't just sell, connect.
Joni, this has been amazing. Before we wrap up, any final advice for businesses thinking about global expansion?
Yeah, don't be afraid to expand, but do it smart. Research, plan, and take your time. And if you don't know something, find someone who does.
Wise words. Thanks so much for joining us, Joni. Where can people find you if they want to learn more?
Yeah, they can connect with me on LinkedIn or check out my website for consulting services. Looks like I'm a pretty famous guy. Just Google my name and my website pops up first. The price of fame.
Awesome. And to our listeners, if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, keep pushing boundaries and building your borderless business.